I am currently running, jamming two Sandbox campaigns that are very different from one another. And in one of those campaigns, I ran into a problem that could only be solved by heavy railroading. Well, let me explain the other group first because that is more simple. It's more of the traditional Sandbox. I'm GMing the official campaign for the Forbidden Lands, placed all my exciting locations on the map and had some locations left that I can fill out as needed. And I've got a group of adventurers and they are mainly there for the treasure. So one game night they go around the overland map, picking up rumors, picking up new equipment, and traveling to interesting locations, to adventure sites, and then any other game night, they explore these adventure sites, do a little dungeon crawl or whatever kind of adventure is to be found in that site. And there's not much going on beyond that. It's just good old-fashioned RPG fun. Now, in my other group, we are playing in my own version of Aventuria, the background world from the Dark Eye, with a very heavily hacked first edition Dark Eye rule set. And the thing in that world is that the big bad guy Borbarat won and is now running the country. A bit like in the first Star Wars movie. Everywhere's the evil empire. Only there's no plucky rebels, no rebellion where the players could go to get any quests. My thought for that campaign was they are the first rebels. They have to build the rebellion from the ground up. And I gave them pretty much all of the map, all of the freedom they could wish for to strive for this goal and someday defeat Barbarat. But that didn't work out very good in that campaign. The group became stuck, unsure what to do, no idea what to do at all. I think it was a paralysis of choice because they had all the options. They couldn't fathom what options would be good options. We started in a little village and they started their rebellion there until they messed up so badly they had to leave the village. Then we went into a port town and they tried restarting the rebellion there. And at some point they had messed up so badly that they once again didn't know what they could do to remedy the situation. And I, as a GM, was fresh out of ideas what they could do in that town as well. So I thought instead of continuing this on and having another game night where they're just discussing endlessly, running around in circles, gathering information that is of no use to them, and not doing anything exciting, I just get them out of there. Play a very dramatic escape from the city, have them pursued by the forces of evil for days before they can make it to the relative safety of a ship, and set sail for the next plot location. So it was completely railroaded, a completely linear adventure, and I started by telling them to roll initiative. And what can I tell you? That was a great game night. Everyone had a lot of fun. We didn't waste a lot of time just gathering information, discussing what to do without ever doing anything. While I still like sandbox games, sandbox campaigns, what this experience told me is that not every group is the same. You need a certain kind of players to play a sandbox campaign, a kind that takes initiative of a situation and takes step to reach their goals. A kind that is happy to make decisions, do something and live with the consequences. Also, the more complicated the whole scenario is, the tougher it gets for the players to show this initiative. And in the Forbidden Lands, they've got a relatively simple map to explore. There are small towns, there are adventure locations, there's a wilderness in between them, and they don't have to fight against the big evil bad guy and the forces of evil. They don't strive to overtopple the empire. So they have the relative simple goal of getting rich or die trying. So they explore these adventure locations as they come across them to get a lot of money. And then that makes it way easier for them to decide what they are going to do. So they hear a rumor about adventure locations, then they pick the one they fancy the most. They buy the gear they think they're going to need. They go to the adventure location, they explore the adventure location, rinse, repeat. But in a very complex setting with lots of town, big cities, complex political structure, big evil empire, there is so much what you could do, but potentially so much backlash and consequences for what you are doing that it can be overwhelming and just paralyze the players so they'd rather not do anything. You need a red line in these sandboxes. The players always have to know what they could be doing. And I kind of failed in that regard. I have not been providing this red line clearly enough. But I didn't want to introduce some old wizards who's telling them, yeah, to beat Bolbarat you need to reforge the sword, the 7 parts are here, here and here, go and get them. I wanted the players to come up with these ideas. And I don't think I've got the group for that kind of self-initiative and risk-taking. But now that I know that, I can work with it. And I started working with it by building a railroad through my sandbox to get them to the new plot location. And now I will introduce potential plots they can follow, potential short-term and mid-term goals they can achieve, in the hope that that will help them achieve their overarching goal of beating the big evil bad guy. And I will see how that will go. Anyway, that's all I've got for today. If you liked this video, please like it, leave a comment down below, and consider subscribing to my channel. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.